All right, so we got some new faces here. Some from one familiar face. Well, I guess two, but two new faces. I guess I don't know. You guys don't. I don't think any three of you guys know each other, right?
No.
You guys only all know me. All right,
Yeah.
cool. So I guess we could do some introductions because I feel like you all do different things. We got an artist, we got different creative director. We all have all different. So I guess we can run through.
Yeah,
Ladies
so
first.
I'm Lena. I do creative direction, graphics, social media management, etc.
DNA.
I'm DNA, new artist this year, just got signed, and just trying to make some good music and good content.
The
Nice.
man, the myth, the legend.
I do everything. Anything A to Z, artist, whatever.
Yeah, Mr. Make
Come
It
to
Happen.
me at any step. Recording, marketing, recording, video, getting it out there, platforms, ads.
That's
Anything.
fire.
There's nothing that I think at this point, now that you're in here, I think there's nothing that I don't. The only thing I don't touch is publishing, and I don't have any interest in that.
Yeah,
And
that
producers, I don't
confuses
touch
me.
producers either. But
I mean,
anything
yeah.
if it's not producer or publishing, I'm the guy for it.
I mean, yeah, you're very much Mr. Make It Happen. I mean, yeah, connecting the dots. I have a hard time when I was editing the last episode. I was putting like what everyone is. Like it was law, artist, me, director, and then I went to you and I was like digital marketer. Like, what do you?
CEO founder.
Yeah.
Fire.
No,
I like
Something
that.
you said was interesting. You said you've only been making music for a year, but already signed. Tell me more about that.
Yeah, I was independent for a year,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
and then on my birthday, actually, I got
Oh, nice.
signed.
Where
on,
at?
AMG, Little Falls.
Do we know?
Yeah, Denny Sue.
Oh,
okay.
American
Oh,
Music
okay.
Group.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
That's fire.
Nice.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, we just had Tato up here the other day.
What's up?
We had this guy Tato up here that's also in that group.
Oh yeah, yo, bro's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know you know of like, American Music Group.
I worked
yeah.
with a couple of their artists, and then
Oh, yeah?
we also had like a couple partnerships and stuff going on. But they're they're really dope people.
Yeah, they really are. They have like not skyrocketed, but they have pushed my career to something I didn't think could be possible, which is pretty dope.
No,
That's
yeah.
fire.
I mean, yeah, I've known you for just about probably the length that you've been doing music, because we did all the videos.
Yeah, I was about to say because you mentioned his name earlier, and I'm like, yeah, like
Yeah,
I know the
yeah.
name, but
Yeah.
I think Money mentioned you to me.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
dope.
that's how I was like.
Money's dope.
Yeah,
I
so
love
Yeah, I
money.
love money.
You're in like the same bubble, yeah.
Mm.
No,
no.
AMG.
Yeah.
He's like Danny's partner in,
Oh, all right.
in
Nice,
AMG.
nice. He's supposed to come up here at some point, I think.
Yeah. I've been talking to him. Yeah, I gotta get him. I gotta jazz him pull up, get him to come check out the studio. I was
Oh
talking,
yeah,
talking to
they'll
Danny.
love it.
He's gonna love it. No, he is.
Yeah, I was on the phone with him. I was talking to him on the phone and just telling him about it. He was like, "Oh yeah, nah, I gotta see it. Yeah." So they definitely got to get them up here and show them off the space and everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty dope. I think this is pretty cool because we got like a wide range of like from every perspective, from being the artist, the creative director. I'm curious about the creative directing because that's kind of also along the lines of what I do with a couple artists. I don't know, just like tell me a little bit about like what interests you about doing that and kind of like what you why go about that and why not do something else or
Okay, so I went to school. I went to a performing arts school, Cicely Tyson. It's in East Orange, but I went to school for TV and film production, and I fell in love with just the setup of everything behind the camera, like having this vision and being able to bring it to life and actually see it come to life. It's literally a blessing. It is because it's all in your head, you know? And a lot of people are like, they don't believe it
Mhm.
until they see it.
Till they see
So
that.
it's kind of like having a dream and then waking up and making it happen in real life. And you're like, oh my gosh, I just dreamt about this and it's literally happening. So I love it. I love every detail of creative direction, from just picking the locations, picking the people, picking the different shots. Because actually my first time doing creative direction was with Wave.
oh yeah
For the
what was
Victoria music
the
video.
Victoria, okay, yeah.
And
Hunter's video.
Yeah, like
yeah, you just met Hunter. Oh yeah, were you here when Hunter was here? Yeah, you were.
Yeah, Hunter.
Yeah.
Hunter's a good guy.
yeah, it was for him and another artist, Ibmatic. They had a music
Oh,
video
nice. I know who
together.
Yeah,
Ibmatic is.
I'm trying to get Ib to come up here too.
Yes.
Oh, it was gonna
He's a
love
good
it up
dude.
here. But that was like my first, and Wave just threw me in there, guys. I was literally, look, I swear, because at the time I was doing product management for Hunter. So I was just going there as like, manager, making sure everything is good. And Wave is like, come on, you're about to. And I'm like, seriously? He's like, yeah, just tell me what to do. It was like, oh my gosh. But from that day, I was like, yeah, this is my thing. Like, I love this. I love it. And the video came out fire. I don't know if you guys seen it, but it's dope. It's so dope.
All right. Yeah, it was kind of the same with me, honestly. When I was going, everything that we've done, it was like my first time for everything.
Hmm.
Like, uh, I started writing music back in November 2nd, 2020, I think. And then till then, I just kind of kept going, and things have gotten a lot better. And people that I've met are really nice. I feel like I felt in common with it kind of just felt right. Like,
Yeah.
Hmm.
like I feel like people go through life kind of just wondering what is going to be their like thing.
Yeah.
And with this music thing, that was like my thing. And directing is your thing, and videoing is yours.
Yeah.
It's dope.
No, yeah, it's definitely dope. And I could definitely, just from working with you, I could tell you have like a very like a genuine passion for doing it. It's not about any other thing besides like getting this music out and just
Mhm.
wanting to share it. Because I mean, we worked together for like it was like a year doing the videos prior to even you releasing anything.
Mhm.
And it was cool to like really like build that up, because I haven't done that really with any other artist, where it was like you really built up the catalog, of you built all the music, like the project, and that we built up all the videos prior to releasing it, and then just like are slowly rolling out. Because I mean, they're not all out yet, right?
No,
No, I was gonna say yeah.
we just put out the
the-
three like the trilogy, which is
Mm.
all one storyline.
Oh, yeah,
all three
the
videos
first,
are
yeah.
one story, and then after that, I got like 6 more,
Mhm.
and then after that, gotta make more.
Yeah, build off that. I mean, yeah, even just from the one studio session I shot with you,
Yeah.
I could just definitely tell like the passion for doing it, and that definitely helps like you need that, because there's a lot to persevere as an artist. Like we've talked about before, there's like the odds are stacked against you as an artist,
Mhm.
just like statistically. So having the love for doing it is kind of the key. I mean, in anything, doing creative directing videos, and like you got to love and be passionate about doing it, because it has to carry you through, because
Mhm.
you're not going to just put stuff out there and have everyone love it, and you got to put stuff out there for a while and have no one see it, have people not like it, some people love it, and just build off of it. No, yeah, it's definitely interesting. One thing we talked about last week that I'm very interested, because we have other perspectives, is like the balance of your art and your career, and like life. Do you find, like we were talking about it, because just as an example, we're like very polar opposites. He clocks in, he'll be here first thing in the morning and do his work, and then and clock out at a time, and then get an actual night's rest, and repeat that 7 days a week. Where I'm more of the odd clock in at 5 p.m. and be here all night and leave and then go to sleep for most of the day. And I find it's hard to then balance a life with seeing friends and that kind of stuff. So I'm curious about other people's perspectives with you're mixing your normal life and chasing after and pursuing the career and stuff.
Okay, you can go. You can go.
All right. For me, I mean, keeping the normal life is kind of easy, but for some things, like I really am kind of like you, where it's like I only like work on my stuff until it's kind of I approve it to be perfect, and then we'll go to like the studio and record and stuff.
Mhm.
I don't really like. I'm not in the studio like every day, but I'm writing every day. So it's like I have like in the past week I've probably written like 100 songs. Like it's just it's dependent. It could be like 5 minutes or like 4 days. It's kind of weird. So it's
Yeah.
very on and off.
Word, okay.
It is hard. It is hard. I'm not
feel
gonna
that.
lie. It is hard. I'm not sure if any of you. Well, I know you don't have any kids, and I'm not sure
No, I
about
don't
you
have
guys.
kids.
But I have a daughter, so it's
wow.
like I have to juggle being a mom,
Yeah, so it's even
Mhm.
more of the
working,
balance of-
and and then also pursuing my dreams.
Were you doing
So-
this before you had a daughter?
No, I wasn't. So it was like.
That's a good thing then. You found the
Yeah, it's and I'm kind of still finding the flow to it all, especially because she's still growing, and sometimes these things can be time consuming,
Absolutely.
and it's like aside from even doing that, also just working to be able to fund everything else.
You got
It's-
3 then. You had, the
Yes.
kid, the work, and then this.
Exactly. So it's hard. It's not something easy, but
No.
I feel like anything that you truly believe in, you're gonna make the time for, and you're gonna make it work. You're gonna
Yeah.
find a way to make it work. And just like as a parent, sometimes like I question myself, because it's like, oh my gosh, like am I doing enough? Because I know that me doing all of this other stuff is also taking away time from her. But then it's like I'll go home after work and she'll be like, "You're the best mommy ever. You're the best," and I'm like, "Oh."
It's like a kind
Yeah.
of a double-edged sword because you're sacrificing the time, but to hopefully to give them a better life. And
Exactly.
that's like right where I'm at because this is like I'm on a everlasting quest to balance out life because we were talking about it. Yeah, just mixing to be able to have a life that you're building this, chasing this thing, and using all this time to build this life, but almost like what's it for if you're not building this life? Because I don't want to get to this point and then look back and be like, all right, I'm ready for a family, but you didn't invest these years into whatever it is,
Right.
or your friends, or that kind of stuff. So like I'm like this everlasting quest to like find the answers. I've been asking everybody, just like, how do you balance out your stuff? What do you do? And then yeah, he suggested switching to the 4 a.m. or wake up at 4 a.m. gym, then come in, then clock out 9. I gotta give it
I
a
think it'd
try.
be good for him. I
I
think he's
gotta
got
give
the
it a try.
personality for it.
4 a.m.
You know, so you go to, and then he'd go to bed at 10.
Yeah.
9
Oh,
or
okay,
10.
So
okay,
swap
that
it.
makes
know?
sense.
So do
then.
the instead
So
of
he'd, instead of being up until 5 and sleeping until
Right.
12, 1, you know, he'd be getting up
Yeah,
at 4.
wake up earlier and then
Start
go
the
to sleep
day, have
earlier.
you know, no rapper or any artist for that matter. Most human beings don't begin texting and calling people until at least 7 or 8 o'clock. You know,
Right.
so
That's-
he'll still have hours to lock in, and because that was one of the other concerns that he had was at night, easy to edit because nobody's calling you at 2 in the morning. But I argue you get the same thing at 6 in the
4,
morning.
yeah,
Right.
You know?
yeah, until everyone wakes up, yeah.
I think that's what he's gonna do long term. I think
That's true.
once he gets in the groove, I think he'll like it.
This podcast is slowly just turning into me. Everyone, I'm using everyone to figure out
Give you
how to
advice.
schedule out my life.
Yeah,
yeah.
I actually I learned that recently, the waking up early thing. I was not with that. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, see-
I was not
Well,
a
school, you ain't
early
got a
bird.
choice.
I hated that, and that's why I was so adamant. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm an adult now. I graduated.
Yeah.
I am not waking
No, I
up
mean, with your
early.
daughter's school, she got.
Oh,
What is
yeah.
she
Well-
probably? Even if she's not old enough for
But
school
yeah,
yet,
she's
she'll
not
be on
old
the
enough for
bus.
school yet.
She'll be
And
getting on the bus at 7
That's why I'm
o'clock.
like, bro, I should just enjoy the
Yeah.
time now.
But it's true, yeah, you do have a time bomb until
Yeah.
you have to be
Exactly.
up.
Until
then
you're
I
doing the
have
bus
to
for
be
12
up.
years, from
Yeah.
first grade
Like-
to 12th grade, 7 in the morning every day
Exactly.
during the week. That's crazy.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like I was so adamant about it, but now I love waking up early in the morning. That's actually like my favorite time of the day. From like I'll say that span of 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. I love it. Even the outside, like I feel like the air just feels different.
Yeah.
The smell, and then watching the sunrise, you get to hear the birds.
Yeah.
It's a different. It's beautiful.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely yeah, like that's. I'd love to have some time to wake up and do something in the morning and then go. But yeah, it's just about finding that balance because like I'll preach about like you got to have the balance to like you got to put an insane amount of work into this, but you also have to find a way to balance in the stuff that you enjoy because it's the game is longevity, being able to create a system or create a lifestyle that you're able to do the things you need to do to get done, but also enjoy it because you got to do this
Yeah.
indefinitely. Like in the ideal world, the thing you're doing, like the way I see it is the more success you get, it's like your day to day doesn't change. It just that gets amplified. So it's you're going to be doing this, just you're going to be in the studio and writing infinitely more, and it's not going to stop as you get more success. So it's like you better be building a system that can grow as you're going and you're still enjoying it because that's how I think a lot of people get burnt out is they like fixate on this like I'm gonna go real hard on this like nonstop shutout for whatever this year and then they get to the end of it and they don't have the success they were like expecting to have and then almost deters them where it's like it's not about chasing it like have your goals but you need to I'm kind of just rambling now but you need to enjoy the process of doing it because it is it's your lifestyle it's what you're building.
Literally. I just bought this new clipboard, but it says trust the process, enjoy the journey. And that is so true, especially what you're saying about, just picking something that you actually love to do. I remember growing up, my dad would always tell me like when you become an adult and you're about to like, pick your career, your job, whatever you want to do, just make sure it's something that you actually love. Because if not, it's not gonna last, it's not gonna work. And you're gonna eventually you're gonna hate it, and you don't want to wake up every day having to go do something that you hate. So pick something that you love. And I feel like just enjoying the journey, you got to enjoy the L's that you take in this process too, because it's all a learning experience. I have this thing that I say, it's either a blessing or a lesson. But anything is I don't look at anything that happens negatively. I feel like there's always something positive out of it. And even if you mess up and you lose and you got to start over from the bottom, the good thing about that is there's nowhere else to go but up.
Yeah.
So
That's a
it's
fact.
you feel me? There's no such thing as taking an L for real.
Yeah.
If you really think about it, you just learn another way to not do it. That's how I look at
Adapt.
things.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's like in school, if you messed up like a math problem, it's not like you learned, all right, this isn't the answer. All right, so it's not this and it's something else. And it's just, it's kind of the same
Exactly.
thing. And I think that especially goes with being the artist, because the artist out of like the scope, especially just using our three things, as an artist, I think it's the hardest to, I mean, you don't see money as an artist for way down the line
Yeah.
compared to like the other
Right.
jobs, because you can
For
do
real.
like, I could do small services and this and that and generate
It's
money
either
from
all
it,
or
but
nothing as an artist, unless
Yeah,
you're
so
going to be a
that's where-
service provider.
that's where I think really loving it and then creating a system that you can facilitate that dream, whether it is finding the job that works that that allows you to have whatever time that you need,
Yeah.
or that gives you the money, that the resources to do what you need to do, or yeah, it's definitely, I mean, it's all about balancing it out, but yeah, it's definitely, I mean, yeah, being an artist, I would say, is definitely you gotta love it, because you gotta
Yeah,
like,
you sacrifice a lot.
yeah,
you
and
gotta
like
be-
one thing I think we talked, I don't know if it was the last episode or episode before, we were talking about how, and like, it's about, you gotta love it because it's like, regardless, even if you took the equation of like, I'm gonna be this famous person out of it, it's like, what is this something I just enjoy doing? Is it just like would I just be enjoying making music? Because there are tons of ways to make a career out of being an artist that isn't a giant celebrity. We were
Yeah.
talking about it before. There's tons of artists, like I'm sure, like especially nowadays more than ever. Some people's favorite artist you'll never hear of. There's tons of artists I listen to every day. You guys probably will never even heard of, and they have careers doing it because but it's really just about having that love for it. I think that really, because that's what's gonna carry you. That's what's
Yeah.
gonna get you up every day to like, all right, I'm gonna do it again, make another song. I'm gonna post this, like make this, do this video, do this, and like really loving what you're doing.
Yeah, because I mean, I personally feel like we're in the age where if you're literally doing something that you hate every single day, you might as well just quit now. Just, I mean, the world's probably gonna end pretty soon, so you might as well just.
I mean, yeah, that's crazy. I was just driving, thinking about this. I forget what I was like. Oh, I was listening to a podcast and talking about like AI taking, like doing different stuff, and I was like, that's crazy that like in like 10 years they could be like, yeah, the AIs are taking over and none of this stuff matters. We all have to
Exactly.
fight the Terminator.
like, so you might as well just
Mm.
make the decision to spend every day doing something that you genuinely love to do.
hmm And one thing, this is kind of a complete random like detour from that, but I think a part of being an artist too is finding like being able to get to a point where you just release stuff too. Because loving it, I know a lot of people who love making music, but they love it so much to the point that I've watched them stop releasing stuff because this isn't perfect. I got to tweak this. I
Yeah,
got
I know a lot of artists who lose their careers due to expecting perfection in a situation that perfection cannot be produced, and perfection is not up to the artist. Perfection is up to the masses. You know, he could be the most talented songwriter in the world, but if the people don't like him, it doesn't matter.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's just the one part about it that
yeah, it's out of your hands. That's where it's like
Yeah.
like
you gotta just let it go, because you never know which one's gonna be that one.
yeah.
And a lot
create
of
your
times
thing.
it'd be the song that you didn't even think was gonna be the one that went up that did. A song that you might have hated. You know, how many times I've seen I hate that song.
I feel like, I
They
feel like,
put it out and then it does well.
I feel like a lot of the artists whose songs are like bigger that I've worked with, and
Yeah.
it's like their bigger song. They're like, I don't even like this.
A lot
song.
of people just say
Yes.
that.
I got
That is
like
so
10 more in the
true.
vault.
A lot
like,
of
I
people
want them to
say
hear
that though.
this.
That's just something that people will say.
Yeah, no, that is actually so true because Toni Braxton, Unbreak My Heart, which is like one of her biggest records, she hated that song.
Yeah.
She didn't want it to be put out actually. And it broke. That's the record that everyone knows her for. So you're actually right about like just something being perfect. It doesn't
Yeah.
have to be
Yeah, it's
beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
perfection is not up to the artist. What's perfect and what's not.
yeah.
It is, but it's
yeah,
not.
but it's up to you.
It's up to them to decide what that is, but it's not up to them to decide what the customer thinks perfect is gonna
Yeah,
be.
so yeah, that's why I think you got to love your art, and then find like set whether it is like a deadline to yourself or something that can be your sign of like, all right, I'm spending too much time on this. Let me just let it be what it is and start working on the next one, because you're gonna grow more every time you do something. And like you said, you never know what like every song is a new swing, like a new swing at bat. And
Yeah.
You never know
You get 3
which
strikes.
one's gonna be the hit. But if you go, nah, my first swing is not going to be the home run. I'm not even going to take, like, you got to just get up bat and go swing again. Well,
Yeah.
eventually, time after time, and then some people's careers, you put one song out there and it's a home run and it goes full. Some people, you might just bunt the ball and go run to first base and build it base by
Yeah.
base and step by step. But I think it's different for everybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's literally about just trusting the process. I feel like a lot of artists are just they kind of compare themselves to everybody else and what everybody else is doing, and they think I think they're probably like scared of like it just flopping, you know? People like the opinions.
See, that's
of-
one thing to me that like maybe it's because I'm not the artist like putting it out there, but like to me it was like so if it flops, it flops. Who cares? Really? What? So your friends at home are gonna go, haha, that song got no play. Who cares? If no one's gonna hear it, no one's gonna hear it. You might as well drop and drop and drop because like that thought always to me was like, yeah, it's like if it's fear of it flopping, although a lot of people I know who have that fear of flopping, they also have never had a song that did anything big. So it's like, what are you afraid of anyway?
right,
Just-
that makes sense.
but yeah, I mean, like I could see if you're Drake and now you got this public eye, and it's like if I drop a song and it falls, whatever. But even then, if Drake drops a song tomorrow and it gets 2,000 plays, he's gonna drop another song and it's still Drake. He's still,
Right.
like that next song could go like. There's tons of even famous artists that their career looks like it's dying, and they're people are hating on them or they're clowning, and then one song works again, and it's the same thing. And that song, and now it validates everything else. So it like I'm kind of losing the point I was saying with that. But yeah, like.
I really wanted to know DNA's perspective on this because you're actually an artist. So
For me, it's I've never really had a problem with thinking about other opinions about my music. It's more of like a therapy thing for me
Mhm.
because like I feel like I'm at war with myself all the time, and being a musician, well, an artist and writing music was a way to let it out and
Mm.
just get all the rage, the sadness, all of that, and just put it into a song and get
Mm.
over with it. It's kind of like moving on, like, you know.
See, I think it's dope that you have that perspective because there's a lot of people who are just trying to make a song because this shit's gonna be lit and this one's and it's like and it's like it's cool, but yeah, like I resonate. All my favorite artists are people who, in my opinion, their music is real and I resonate with what they're saying because I feel it, and I don't think like yeah, you could fake that, but people can feel when things are real, and like the fact that you have that like this is a release to you that's kind of going back to what we were saying about like it's something. It sounds like it would be something even if you were just doing whatever in your life, you'd be coming up with a song, you'd probably hear something and you'd still have this thing you want to get out. So it's dope to see that like, yeah, you have the passion behind doing it. You just have this thing you want to get out and you found like an outlet for it.
Like DNA stands for like depression, narcotics, and anxiety. A lot of
Mm.
things that like I've dealt with over like span of years and stuff. Like I don't like talking about it, but when I was little, I lost my dad. So and that really like kind of like messed me up mentally. So now that I have like this avenue that I can go with instead of spending like a lot of money on therapy, it's like groundbreaking, and I really love making music. Like it's like nothing I've ever experienced. Like, you know.
No, I could definitely get that because like even just like working like just working on a project and it's just like yeah, I can't describe this feeling, but like I've never gotten it from something else. Like
Yeah.
I definitely get that, but no, that's really like yeah, it's clearly just like an outlet for you. That's pretty. I'm interested to see because like, I know you said you've only been making music for like a very short period of time. Did you like always have like an interest towards music? Why do you think, or do you know, or do you have a feeling towards like why you lean towards? And then when you finally did decide to go into it, what kind of was it that?
Yeah, I've been making music since I was like in 5th grade, like
Mhm.
writing songs, but I've
Mhm.
never really like put myself out there until like 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that I reached something that was supposed to happen in my life, kind of like, you know,
Mhm.
like because I've never had anything like work out before
Mhm.
this, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh wow, okay, I'm gonna do this from now until like I'm 90 years old, as long as I can, because
Yeah.
this is everything I've ever wanted it to be.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, I get that because I had that same like fixation where it's like people are like, "What? Well, what if this doesn't work out?" It's like, well, I'm just gonna do it
Yeah.
forever.
Regardless,
It's
yeah.
like what
It doesn't
like,
matter if you get
working
hate
at,
or
like, if it
anything.
works out or like I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah.
Whatever happens because of it is what happens because of it. The whatever the outcome is, it's like I just think I'm gonna do. I saw there was a meme that it was like you start a business, someone's like, what if this doesn't work out? Well, I'm just gonna work till I'm 65.
Yeah.
What I was gonna do if I didn't do this anyway, I would go get a
Exactly.
job and I'd work until
Yeah.
retirement. It's like I'm gonna do
Yeah.
this anyway, so I'm gonna why not do something I enjoy the whole time too? So.
Exactly. And I feel like vice versa, even if it does work out, what do you think is gonna happen? I'm gonna keep doing it, you know?
Literally,
So it's
yeah.
like I feel like success isn't really like measurable.
Mhm.
You get what I'm saying? Because I feel like once people say like the sky's the limit, but it's really not, because then, you know, there's still space and the galaxies and universes and multiverses. So it's like there's no limit to it. So you just got to keep going regardless. If it works or not, you keep going.
Of course. It's perseverance, all perseverance.
Literally.
And how much you love it, for real.
Yeah.
What you guys were talking about
yeah,
before.
exactly, yeah. Because I mean, you definitely. I mean, I'm sure you've seen tons of artists come and go between love, like who. I'm curious about like.
I've even seen artists that have. I'm dealing with this right now. I can't really say too much about it because this could get clipped. But I'm dealing with a situation right now where there's a situation where a lot of money is being invested into somebody that doesn't want it themselves, and I'm seeing a lot more of that. Where people like Danny are, and I'm not saying him specifically, but people that are in the same position as him, signing smaller, underrepresented artists, are in a position where they're spending thousands and thousands, and in some cases tens of thousands of dollars on artists that won't even post a video on their own. If you don't
Yeah.
schedule them to do a shoot, they won't. They'll just sit in the house
Yeah.
for weeks on end. And that's become one of the biggest problems. And honestly, in dealing with that in the past 6 months, with a couple different people, just it's really made me have a lot more respect for the artist that I can tell just really cares about it. Because
Yeah.
I honestly, like, I'm sitting right here and I don't really resonate with anything that you guys are saying about like balance, because I'm just I don't know how I am. I'm a machine. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get this. I get the only thing that gives me this feeling you're talking about is when I see dollars come into my account. You know what I mean? Like, that's what
That
what
resonates
does it
with
for
me
me,
too.
but
I'm not
nothing
gonna
else.
lie.
Like when I'm editing a video on my phone that I have to post on social media, like, he's seen it. I'm ready to throw my phone across the room. You know what I mean? Like, but when it's time to like talk business, like, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
So that's what I've found for me. It's just been, I want to build something the size of Amazon, and I just think that this is going to be my vehicle to do that. Is going to be like United Masters, but my version of it.
But I think that's a good, because I feel like there's a lot of people.
But there
who,
needs to be balance. Like, there's got to be people that have genuine passion for the art at the same time that there's people that have genuine passion strictly for the business side.
Yeah.
But see,
Because I don't even listen to music, really. You know what I mean? Like, my commute from here to the office is 4 minutes. You know what I mean? Like, I may
Yeah, that's like
drive
one
somewhere. I'll drive to New York. Like, I'm listening to like electronic dance music. You know what I mean? Which is like not something that I even promote. So it's like, my
Yeah.
passion for this lies in and I also have a severe passion for stopping people from getting scammed. But I really just think
I think that's why I resonate.
I really
with you.
just I really just think that it's passion of not wanting to see dollars. And because here's what happens, right? This is the long term, right? You're an artist. You go to Scam City, right? You go to Scam City for your marketing, and you spend $200 with Scam City, and they give you some fake views. And the worst thing happens, your song gets deleted, or the YouTube deletes the views, because they'll delete the views but not the video, whereas Spotify will strip the whole song. But point being is, like, you go through all that, you're either going to make one of three choices. You're going to go find somebody else and take the same risk again, which most people don't do this one. You're going to figure out how to do it yourself. And no offense to anybody that does their own marketing, but you're going to do a lackluster job because you don't have the proper training, or you're never going to do it again. And that just takes a customer out of the ecosystem. So that's really why I don't like the scammers, because it just ruins my own chances to get more business. Because it's like, I don't do that. I do honest business. He's already referred me a couple of people that have had great reviews. I've already I have 200 customers that I work with on a monthly basis. I can't have bad business if I'm doing 200 people a month. So it's like, at the end of the day, the passion lies in building a mega business, like seeing this, because I started in a room that was this big, and like seeing my space, like, and he just doubled it because he just grabbed something about the same size as this whole area over there. So it's like, now there's 4,000 square feet that I have access to. And it's like, that combined with just making this artist economy easiest to work with. You want a YouTube ad, it should be no different than going on Amazon and ordering a fucking battery like I did earlier
Yeah.
today. It should be the same
I
thing.
mean, yeah, that
And I should have no concern that I'm not going to get the battery. But unfortunately, in this music industry, if you're an artist and you spend money with a random person, in my humble opinion, if you just Google music marketing and hire somebody, you have a 95% chance of getting scammed. There's 5% of the people that you can just stumble upon in marketing are going to scam you. Now, what's the definition of a scam? Just because we have to be clear with this type of stuff. There's 3 different types of scams because a lot of people are going to watch this. Scam number 1, you pay for something and just you get absolutely nothing. Phone number gets blocked, people stop responding to you, whatever the case may be. That's the most outright version of the scam. Scam number 2, they sell you something that was fake without them knowing it was fake. Or sorry, with them knowing it was fake, because we're going to go from worst to least worst. They sell you something fake without knowing it was fake. They think it's real. They could be doing good work, but they're not doing the proper research with who they're working with, which leads to proper problem number 3. And you're basically getting scammed through somebody else, which leads to the same result. Your money goes to nothing. Same thing as somebody you might as well have just taken it at that point. You know, because at least you don't have to deal with the fake views. You don't have to get your song uploaded to Spotify again. You don't have to send them an email telling them you're sorry. Like, you just be done with it. You know, I'd rather number 1 than number 2. And then number 3, which I don't, and this is a hot take, right? If the only thing that you do in business is take money from person A and give money to person C, you do not have a business. You are a middleman. And if you are paying a music marketer and they are taking that money and giving it to somebody else, I put that in the same box as scamming because they're telling you they're doing the work. So now say you give somebody $500 and they take 150 of it for their profit, which isn't even that bad. And then they give the 350 to the next guy and the next guy takes $150. Now your $500 is $200. And I look at that as just as bad of a scam as the rest. Because the artist thought they were spending $500 on marketing. Now who knows how much is getting spent? Because I've seen it where money touches I have people that resell my stuff that the money touches multiple hands. There's nothing I can do about it.
I know people.
But
I know
have
specific people who have used your services and middleman it.
Client, a very specific client that called me a scammer this client had a manager come in. And the manager came in and told them that I was a scammer, only to buy the service from somebody else that resells it for me. So now the artist
Wow.
is paying
Yeah.
the actual number because I found out how much the person was getting charged, and it was 2.7 times what I was charging them. And they were spending they spend thousands of dollars a month, and they just paid for something like 2 weeks ago. I hope they see this, and you'll I've said enough for you to realize exactly who this is, and I hope you see this because you're getting scammed. And there's nothing I can do about it because this is just not. What am I gonna do?
Yeah,
You're not gonna go
like,
out
You
of
called me
yeah.
a scammer. All right,
Right.
Yeah,
scammer,
yeah.
scam then.
Scam,
But
scam.
point being is that like that's the real reason why I think I've chosen this vehicle is because once I realized like exactly how easy it is to just not scam people, it's like it's crazy how fast. I mean, what other industry can you grow a business from 0 customers a month to 200 a month in 3 years? Where else are you doing that? From having jack shit, nothing besides an experience and a dream, and 200 customers a month, 4,000 square foot facility. What you're not doing that selling hair, doing nails, selling cheeseburgers, merch. It's not going to happen without a major catalyst and you really figuring out your industry. And I just feel like I figured out this industry, and that's the biggest problem is that everybody gets scammed.
No, yeah.
95%. And
Yeah.
I would die on that hill. 95%.
I mean, yeah, like there's you just
Of
rattled
what
off-
I don't control, because if to make a real estimate, I think I have 20 to 25% of the entire underground marketing scene of people that are actively spending money every month on their music. I feel like there's about 1,000 to 2,000 artists a month that invest into some type of real marketing, like that aren't just doing like the promote button or like paying
Yeah.
for a post or running their own ads. Like people that have serious marketing budgets. I think and that even sounds low now that I'm saying it, because it's probably closer to like 5,000 because there's 50 states. Say there's, I don't know, an average of 50 artists in every state. As we'll say 100 artists a state, 50
Yeah.
states, because give take California has way more than Alaska, but an average of 100 a state. That's a 5,000 artists. I have 200. So I have whatever that percentage is, 2 over 50. You know what I mean? Of the artist marketing game. And in
Yeah.
this area, I think I have about 30% of it. But there's still way more. And like I said, 5,000, I have 200. You know, so that just gives an idea of who's getting scammed.
No,
Unfortunately.
yeah, I like. I mean, it definitely that you had a lot of points that I want to touch on. I'm trying to go back. The one that I think was you were you. Let me think. You were touching on oh yeah, how people doing the bad business reflects poorly on you, because I know people who have gone through like people who are exactly you said, who
Scam City.
they paid for digital marketing, whatever, and they didn't get it, and then it's artists that I know, and then I bring them towards you, and immediately I can see them turned
Yeah.
off. When I say what you do, they're turned off because their image of what a digital marketer, whatever,
Yeah.
like this role
And a lot
is
of marketers
a
aren't
scam.
real. Like a lot of marketers, really, they just wake up one morning and they look. I use this analogy all the time. They wake up with their homie and they're like, "Yo, bro," like, and they're in front of a whiteboard. They're like, "Yo, if we just charge 10 people $1,500, that's $15,000." And it's like that's what they sit there and do. And it's like there's no experience. They've never marketed anything. They've never worked with a single artist. They've never broken a single record. They've never been a part of a deal. They've never been inside of a record label. They've never been to the platforms that they're trying to work with and sell. So why are you like, would you pay a doctor that had that same credential? Would you pay a lawyer that had those? Would you pay a fucking? Would you buy a cheeseburger from somebody that just started selling? No, you wouldn't, because there's all these issues.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, people go on the internet. They go out, they take some pictures. They are walking down the street and see a Lamborghini and go like this in front of it and take a picture. They collect these Snapchats, you know. They just make this fabricated life online with no other point besides to sell marketing. And it's not just a music problem. This is a problem across the board where digital marketing has become a fake TikTok get rich quick career. And there's people on TikTok that are like, top 10 businesses to get in digital marketing. All you need to do is go on Fiverr and find somebody to do this, and then go on ChatGPT and then sell it for. It's like, yo, what are you doing?
Yeah,
Like,
because I mean, it's
like, what? Like, I look at that and I'm like, yo, if you see something like that and actually think that could be a good idea, you are fucking senile. Like, there's just no, there's a word I want to use, but I'm not going to use it. You're fucking senile. You know what I mean?
Save
That's
me a
really
quick
like
edit real quick.
to actually sit there. Yeah, edit it. It's fucking. You know what I mean? If you're gonna sit there and you're gonna sit there and you're gonna do that, and you're actually gonna look at a TikTok and say, yeah, I'm gonna be a digital marketer, and you can sleep at night after taking people's money and running it through ChatGPT,
feel like
what the fuck is wrong with you?
experience is definitely needed. It's not something that, and this is with anything, not just digital marketing. With anything, it's not just something that you just wake up and you look at the money. I feel like if you're gonna actually go out here and do something and sell a product, sell anything to someone, it should be something that for one you're passionate about, something that you have experience in. You can't just charge people for something and have no clue what it is. And then on top of that, just like, oh yeah, I'll just pay this person to do it, but I'm gonna act like I'm doing it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a shame.
Yeah.
And the internet made it so easy to do that.
I mean, yeah, I mean, the one down for like in that field, it's easy to go start a Google Ads account. It's easy to go buy a million views on any platform, and then you have your credentials. I did this thing and it has this many views.
That's why you got to work with people that, like, at the end of the day, you want to know what my biggest test is. And this is very circumstantial, but I'll do it for you if you ever want to know. Is if I go on Instagram, because I don't toot my own horn, but for whatever reason, I'm feeling it tonight. I'm extremely well connected in this industry, and you know that. You know what I mean? I know people from here to here. There's very few people that you can run into that don't know who I am. Very far and few between.
That are doing
even people that are on a high level, you know,
Yeah.
all the way down to the low level. People have either seen me somewhere, and it's a lot of it is because of this. I've had this
You got the image,
for like
yeah.
7 years, you know. So this people see this.
That's how
I'm the
I
only
described-
one.
That's how I described you to her.
Man bun.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what are
I rock
experts?
the man bun too.
Sweatsuit, man
Yeah,
bun.
I'm the only one that looks like this. You know what I mean? So I've made it to a point where I've become extremely well connected in this industry. So if I type in your Instagram on my phone and I don't see at least a plus 20 others, I wouldn't trust you with 5 cents. You don't do what you say you do if you don't have at least 20 people in common.
Yeah, that's
You
one-
don't market for real. You don't shoot videos for real. You don't
Yeah.
like if I type in yours right now, let's see how many me and you got in common.
Yeah, I mean we like. It's one thing I noticed that
106.
Yeah.
So how are you doing? How are you active in New Jersey and have 0 people in common with me? How?
Yeah, you would know,
Right.
because that's one thing I've noticed, especially the higher and higher up you go. The music industry is a very small industry. Once you're in the music industry, chances are you should know 2 degrees from anybody else you meet in the music industry.
Even
Yeah.
Scam City's got 77 in common with me.
I mean,
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it's no, yeah, it's definitely it's a small thing, and the digital marketing is a super easy thing to go get fake like credentials versus anything else. Where it's like if you're a photographer, if you're an artist or anything, you have a product to show. If you're a photographer,
Yeah.
you could claim to be the biggest photographer in the world, but show me your photos.
Yeah.
What like this? It's easy, like you said, for anyone to go.
You,
run up
I could,
views.
you know how many things I could, oh yeah, I did that. You know what
Yeah,
I
just
mean?
attach your name to because you were
Just because I
it's-
know people. Like, they're like, so many things that I could say, I just can't.
Yeah,
'cause
but,
they-
but there's
you
a
want to cut
difference
something
in,
else out to tell
not
them?
particularly, but if you want to, yeah. If you,
All right.
if
Not
you need
really,
to give
but I mean-
context,
I need to give
in the- yeah.
context.
Okay.
That manager that manages that is one of my best friends. Like, I don't have many friends that I would call a friend. Like, I have a lot of people I do business with, a lot
Yeah,
of people I
that you
see,
know.
but this guy is like 6 years friend. You know how I have not told one person that I had anything to do with that. But you know how easy it would be for me to take that record and say, oh, I took a part in that. Even if I didn't tell him, if I just used it on client calls. It was like, yeah, you know, and all the artists follow me. They all comment on my shit. It would look all real. And that's what people do. And that's the problem.
I mean, yeah, and I think
Resume.
that's pretty much like, nah, yeah, it's. I mean, that's why you're able to
Like,
sustain
I
the
wanted
business.
that cut out because I'm so unwilling to speak on shit that I'm
Yeah,
not
I mean,
involved in. I don't even want to have it in the thing because that's how much I stand on the fact that, like, if I didn't do it, I'm not going to say that I did it.
Yeah, I mean that's why you're able to do the longevity, and that's why like there's other teams I've worked
Yeah.
with for years, and I've never recommended a single artist to work and do their services. And I mean, at this point now, every artist, hey, if you need marketing, this is somebody that I trust. I'll put my name on it, and that's
Eventually,
why,
we'll start working the marketing into the video packages.
yeah, so the marketing with it. But that's like I wouldn't have done that at all with like I've yet to find somebody until
Yeah.
you that I trusted to do it, like that I would connect my name to, and I think that's why you're able to build a business that you're now comfortable doing. You're not worried about it. Like you don't have. I have never had one artist or one person come to me with a negative review of your business, like of your services or
likewise.
anything. I've never heard.
Like, this obviously, don't get me wrong, like there's been ad campaigns that have
I
ran
mean,
slow. Like, Law has an
but
ad right
that's-
now that's limited.
but
it's
I don't
like,
think that-
everything is transparent. Everything
But-
is good. So what's the problem?
But there's a difference. There's also artists that I've had super late videos from, but I've refunded them
Yeah.
or made like there's
Make it right.
You can't be perfect every time. Like if you had a
Money back guarantee. If I don't deliver you what I'm going to say I'm going to deliver you within the time period I said I'm going to deliver it, I'm going to give you the money back.
Yeah, and it's just like the same. If you had
Whether you want it or not.
a
you know?
landscaping business, it would like you could be the best landscaper. You're still going to run into a customer that
Yeah.
they're not happy with, whatever.
Yeah.
And
Right.
you might mess up. You might forget the gas can. Like accidents happen and things happen. You can't guarantee perfect business, but
Right.
if you operate in a good like, if you
Like, that's
run
one of
good
the biggest
business,
problems
that's
with
what it
that
is.
and that's why specifically one of the biggest issues that I have with the marketing is specifically with YouTube ads. A lot of clients are very, very, very skeptical when it comes to YouTube ads because of, number one, out of all the platforms to buy a fake view for, YouTube's probably the easiest. You know what I mean? Second to Instagram. Instagram and YouTube are probably tied.
It's Israel. I was downloading an app right now. Run my
Instagram's
shit up.
easy. YouTube is just as simple, but in my opinion, it's like the other thing with YouTube that's scary is that if the view and only super fake views get deleted. So the problem is that you could be running ads, or you're the artist, so you could be running ads with XYZ ad company, and you could have spent $10,000 with XYZ ad company over the course of 6 months on targeted ads. And the ad, every time the video came up, you know, there was likes on the video, comments, views, everything was cool. And then on month 6, you swaltz into here with me. And I'm like, hey, you know, tell me about your marketing. Like, oh, I use XYZ company. They've been really great. They deliver on time. Like, they're running ads here. I'm like, oh, let's go look at your YouTube. And then I've done this to so many people. And we'll pull it up. We'll go on. And we're like, why are all your views from India? Well, what do you mean? He told me that we were doing the United States. You know, and it's so hard to find in the YouTube backend without, number one, you need a desktop computer or a laptop. You can't do it on the phone. The phone won't give you the proper data. You need a computer. You need to log into the computer. You need to log into YouTube Studio, and you need to understand how to read it, which isn't easy as well because there's 10 tabs on this side, and then every one of those tabs has 10 tabs. And in one of the tabs, in a section that says see more, you get the country and city breakdown for everything. And nobody's going to tell you how to do that. I'll tell people how to do it. I'll do it for them. But that's what happens. So then that happens, and they don't even want to trust me because, yeah, that guy ran a YouTube ad. Technically, it says YouTube advertising. They just bought cents at 0.0001
per view, whereas I'm doing a 0.01 because I want somebody that actually cares about rap music to see it, you know?
Yeah.
And that's the biggest problem is the clients are skeptical, and sometimes it isn't even until, you know, the views don't get deleted. It takes months to figure this stuff out. And so many people are skeptical about them because of the issues. Then on top of that, targeting issues and country issues, there's approval issues. You know,
I've heard you complaining about ads not getting approved all
I
the
hate
time.
it, you know what I mean? Because it's just like at the end of the day, if you like, I had a ad flag once for a shirtless man, flagged for nudity. You know what I mean? Because the man was a little heavier.
I was say,
You know,
I
and that's what it flagged for. I'm not going to get into more details, but that's the body part it flagged for. And it's just like, really? You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
it's YouTube's flagging system is done by AI. It
Yeah.
scans it scans the song. It looks for anything that violates the shocking content policy. Too much skin, a liquor bottle, smoking, a gun, fucking the word fuck, the word shit, the N-word, any type of sexual slur at all, any type of sexual scene. Kissing I've seen get
yeah,
flagged before.
we just had to blur a girl's ass out. It was
Yeah,
really
you know,
like the
like two.
bottom
It was
quarter of an
it was
ass.
and that video is
And he was
running
like,
right now.
We got it.
And
you gotta
that
burn this.
video it was 18 seconds into the video. It was maybe a split second of a woman with some short shorts walking up to a car and dropping some money off. It just literally panned from the shorts to the car. It was
Wow.
half a second, and the YouTube ad flagged. We put a big emoji over it, no problem. But the thing is like, because I actually run the ads in-house and have a team of people that are my employees that work in tandem with me under my direction, like no different than if you go to enterprise, the guy at the desk, you know, because some people say employees and they mean the guy in India. That's not the case. You know what I mean? Like these are United States-based people that I've grown up with and knew my whole life that just have Google Ad certificates because they're very easy to get.
Yeah.
But
they
either
are.
way, point being, that's neither here nor there. Because we're doing the ads, I can say, hey, your video got declined. It got declined because I have a partner account. It'll tell me at 0.18 seconds. Go tell your director, edit this, and this. Oh, awesome. Da 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 da. Joe Fiverr has to, it's denied. Well, Joe Reseller, well, what does that even mean? Denied? Denied from what? Oh, YouTube does this all the time. Just get me another video. Well, I already charged the client and I already paid you. The client doesn't want to do another video.
Right.
So now you're in this position where you're going to deliver them some fake views. And then that happens. And there's just communication. That's why I tell the clients all the time, hey, if you're going to the shoot, don't put this in it.
I mean, to connect all this back, I think all that goes to show what we were saying about like the love for doing the art. And then you said it's just as important. Like you need to operate a business outside of just doing music or doing art just as a passion for it. To run it as a business, you need the business side of the art.
Yeah.
But it's like you need the person who's passionate about the business the same way the artist is passionate about the art because they need to care about doing good business. Because if you don't, you run
I
into
wish
a lot
I
of
was
these issues.
artistic. I really do. Like, I don't have an
I
artistic
mean, you
bone in
started
my
as a
body.
photographer.
I know, and it's really come a full circle.
I was gonna say you're about to start shooting the rap rotations, and
It's really come a full
I'm
circle.
about to hire
but-
Logan and Wave Change.
That's just for me. I don't know. I think the biggest problem with me, and that's why I give a lot of credit for anybody that does, you know, even him, you know, a lot of credit for him, you, like, my success is not at all based on public opinion. At all. My public opinion doesn't mean shit, you know, outside of customer opinion.
Right.
You know? My consumer's opinion means the world. My customer's opinion of me means the world. But a random person's opinion, to me, it doesn't mean anything, and it's not going to affect the business at all.
Yeah, because
You know,
yeah.
whereas you guys, like, if you go out, like, for example, this is the craziest way to describe it, right? But if you go out tomorrow and let's pretend you got a platinum record, you're hot, right? If you slap the shit out of a random person on the side of the street, you won't make another record.
Yeah,
after
that's
that.
going down.
Yeah.
I'll go slap the shit out of somebody and nothing will happen to me. I'll
Yeah,
serve a charge.
yeah.
I'll deal with the
That
same
is
legalities.
so
Except a baby.
true.
But nothing will happen to me in the business. If anything, my clients will be like, "Yeah, man, you slapped the shit out of that guy." You know what I mean? And it's like,
Yeah,
whereas if
yeah.
you do that, you're gonna have a problem. You know?
Right. But I think in that sense, it'll probably depend on the kind of artist you are.
Yeah.
Because if you're like,
yeah, I mean, yeah.
Chilling.
but it's like, yeah.
Well, none of us are
Cancel
street. I'm not from
culture
the
is-
streets. He's not from the streets. So in that
not
specific
yet.
example, somebody from the streets, though, they'd get credit for that. As an
Right.
artist,
It's
which is
like,
kinda
oh,
sad.
yeah, he's just
Like the
being
baby.
that.
He's
Like,
hard.
Yeah, the baby.
Yeah, right.
It's hard
Like, no,
knocks.
it's not you just smacked the old lady.
Yeah.
So that's somebody's grandmother.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's just, you know, for me, I like being able to be in control of if I have 100 clients, 200 or 500, it's all in my control. You know, whereas if he gets 1,000, 5,000, or 50,000 streams. Not all that's in his control. You know,
Yeah,
that's
it's
why I
just that's why
definitely,
make
you
the
know,
art
give
you
a lot
want to
of
make
credit.
and release it because
And
Yeah.
that's why he has to have that as an artist, and you have to have that as an
Mhm.
artist, because if not, it just won't work. You know, because
Yeah.
if you're only doing it for the numbers, or you're only doing it because you want to get paid, it's never gonna work.
I like the real reason I started doing this was to meet people that felt the same way as
Yeah.
me, because I felt lonely
Yeah.
as just in my own world, and I wanted to meet people that experience the same and kind of be that person that I didn't have.
This
for
shit is
other
a
people.
community.
Yeah, for real.
It's a whole community.
That is
Mhm.
so sweet. I'm sorry. That was so sweet.
Thanks.
But yeah, I totally get that. I feel like I touched on earlier that I went to a performing arts school.
Mhm.
I feel like being there is kind of what helped me. Because I have a really horrible. I suck at communication. I suck at expressing myself, like verbally. So through art, that's how I learned how to really just express myself. I express myself through anything creatively. I before I was into TV and film production, my performing arts in that school was visual arts, so I drew. And it started with that. Anytime I
too.
was feeling low,
Same
I would
here.
draw.
yeah, really, yeah. I went to school for
is
drawing,
like-
painting. Yeah,
Yeah, like I literally, that is every time I feel low, that is what I do. I express myself through that. And going to school there, I met a lot of people who did the exact same, like Tink. Tink is she's a really close friend of mine. She's also an artist. But I remember in like 6th grade, like every single day in breakfast, she had this little notebook that she was writing songs in.
Mhm.
And it's kind of like an escape, you know? Aside from journaling. But journaling got ruined for me because you know how you like keep a diary under your bed? My mom read it.
Oh.
I was
Oh.
like,
it violated you.
yo, oh
Yeah,
my- I was so mad. Like I could have
So I'm
almost.
never writing this stuff
I
down.
was like, I'm never doing
Damn.
this again. I'm never doing this again. But just, you know, to be able to find something that helps you just get out of that space and do it for the rest of your life and love it. And then you now have the opportunity to get paid to do it.
Yeah.
That's pretty, I'm not going to lie, that's pretty dope.
Facts.
Yeah, no, yeah, I think that like the fact that like that's the key to have that view on it because it's like finding a way that this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna figure out a way that I'm able to do this every day, and then it's just everything that comes with it is just added. It's like I figured out I want to make videos, so I'm gonna figure out how to make videos and all the time I can. And then it got to a point I was like, okay, I found let me find a way to make money so I have more time to do more videos, and it's just find a way in your life to do the create the art and do the thing you want to do. And then just as it scales, you are allowed more time and more resources to do those things.
Yeah,
But yeah,
exactly.
I think the key and what makes the people who end up doing this for the rest of their life and the people who stop in a year, 2 years, or whatever is that it's like I wouldn't stop doing this if for any, like I was doing this when I was 12 in my bedroom. I just found a way to do it in a nicer situation. It's just the same thing.
Exactly. I'm not gonna lie, that is so true because even my film teacher from high school, he would still hit me up here and there on Facebook and it's like, oh, I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy that you're still doing this. Like you're still into it.
Yeah.
And it's like I've always once I started, I couldn't stop.
Yeah.
Bro, I would be at school on a Saturday, like literally like writing scripts, editing. And no, my mom, she completely did not believe that I was at school on a Saturday. No, I was at school on a Saturday in the TV and film room, editing and finishing up scripts, working on other people's like films. It's once you love it, you can't
You
stop.
can't
It's
stop.
like you eat, sleep, breathe that shit.
It's like an addiction.
Yeah,
it really is.
it
It's
really
like
is.
something you can't control. It's like an instinct to be like, I need to do this, so I'm gonna do it. Like
yeah, you
straight
just
up.
find yourself doing it even when you're
Yeah.
trying not to.
No, yeah, there's like, yeah, it's definitely, it's like I don't know, like I equate it like compare it a lot to like, it's not even like the ideas aren't even mine. It's like at random times, just like this idea just comes in.
It's like a download.
I need to facilitate this. It's just like, I need to get this out. And then that's where I'll find myself like 12 hours into doing this thing. And it's like, damn, I gotta
But
get
it feels
this
like an
out.
hour too, though. It doesn't
just-
feel like
you look back like I just had to get this out. It's like
Yeah.
you're in a trance almost. They're like going back to that point. It's like there's no other things in life that compared to like it's just like a weird trance where it's like time doesn't.
Yeah,
it
time
doesn't
does not
matter.
exist.
yeah.
It doesn't. And oh my, I'm so happy that we're talking about this because I used to think I was weird.
No,
I
yes.
genuinely, no, I swear, I genuinely thought I was weird because I feel like the school that I went to, a lot of people only went because their parents made them. You know,
Yeah.
it wasn't something that they actually liked to do. So when I was like just totally zoned out and I'm doing this, everybody's like, you're kind of weird. Like, why are you
I
doing
think
that?
that's
But,
the
like,
case for a lot of arts schools. I feel like a lot of kids end up forced into schools like that.
yeah, a lot of kids were
and I think a lot
forced.
of it ruins the passion for it, where a lot of those kids could have found it if they were not
Mhm.
rammed into it by
Right.
their parents.
Yeah, that is so true. I feel the same way about a lot of things like college.
Yeah.
Like a lot of I always tell people that don't go to school if it's not something that you genuinely want
Yeah.
to do because don't do it for your parents. It's like
Yeah, you
everybody a lot of people are like, "Oh, my mom said I have to." Bro, I'm not trying to be rude, but like fuck your
in the
mom.
grand scheme, in the grand scheme,
Like,
you're gonna look back and you're just
yeah,
gonna,
you're gonna
just
feel-
giving
Just
this
do what
time
makes you
up to make
happy.
like, to be
right,
other
to
people
make somebody
happy.
else happy.
Mhm.
Like, you know?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like even when it was making other people upset, like I found at least just doing what made me happy, it comes around that it might be you making like you're not listening to your parents or doing what they want, but I guarantee you, once it comes back around, there will be a point where they'll see you're like thriving, doing the thing you
Mhm.
love, and you're happy, and it's not their job and it's not your job to convince everyone else. It's you doing it and pursuing what you love and being happy doing it will convince those people along the way. And if it doesn't convince some people, it's like it's not your job to convince the people. It's your
Right.
job to to be happy and to find a light.
Exactly. Like I just feel like what you were saying earlier, I actually said that before and someone looked at me like you're crazy. But genuinely, I don't care about like the public opinion. You know? It's like I care about the artists that I'm working with if they don't like how the video turned out or they don't like certain aspects of the video treatment or something, or even in when I'm doing creative direction for photo shoots, you know? If the model doesn't like this or the photographer doesn't like it, okay, cool. That I care about. But for everybody else, it doesn't really matter because it's like as long as the people that are a part of the project and the person whose project it is loves it, why does it matter?
You got other fish to fry.
Yeah, you
I mean,
feel me? Like it's
yeah.
like it doesn't matter. I feel like beauty's in the eye of the beholder. So it doesn't matter if you like it. You may hate it, but another person might love it. Because there's art pieces that's just like one red line. And there's someone staring there at it like, oh my God, this is like the best thing in the
Life-changing.
world.
The best red
Like,
line.
literally. And then I'm just walking past like, bro, it's a red
Yeah.
line. Like you can I could just take a spray paint and just
Yeah.
and it'll be the
Mm.
same
I mean,
thing. Like
I think that relates to like artists also releasing music in the sense of like obviously public opinion matters, but also like you just got like you can't let that taint the music you want to make and the stuff.
Public opinion only matters if you want to be a successful recording artist. There's plenty of 40-year-olds that make music in bars for fun. And there's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that, you know?
Yeah.
You just got to decide if you want to have a career as an artist or if you want to have fun as an artist or if you want to try and mix the two.
Yeah,
But there's
yeah,
nothing
it's
wrong
not a
with people
black
that
and
I
white.
like,
Yeah, there's a
like the band genre, like that our friend
Yeah.
Paulo is in. A lot
Yeah.
of them people don't care they don't care to be famous.
yeah.
They just we're having
that's-
fun making
that-
music, you know?
See, that's one big thing too. I feel like it is projected as this like all or nothing almost, where it's like, well, if you're not gonna play these exact roles, you'll never be successful in doing it. It's like, yeah, I might never be Justin Bieber, but maybe I don't want to be Justin Bieber. Maybe I want to make the music I make to fans that want to listen to it and
Yeah.
be able to live a comfortable life.
I don't even think some of these people, I don't even think they think about fans. I don't think that these people are even releasing the music. I think they're literally just like dive bar, Saturday performances, culture.
Yeah.
I have a family member that does that type of stuff, like just has a full-time job and just does music on the side for fun at bars, you know, and I'll perform at bars. I don't know if you know who Tom Petty is, but I'm pretty sure he's
Yeah.
got a Tom Petty cover band, you know, and he's just has fun at
Interesting.
bars. And there's
Interesting.
No, I don't think he has any aspiration because I feel like he would have
Yeah.
reached out to me by now.
I
I
mean,
don't think he
yeah.
has any aspirations to do anything besides that.
I mean,
'Cause
yeah,
he's
and
happy.
there's-
He's got his kid, he's whatever.
See, and I feel like social media is like, I mean, social media is super toxic, but it paints it as like you might be that exact person
Yeah.
or some form of that, but social media makes you feel like, well, damn, if I don't have 1 million followers or 1
Yeah.
million this tomorrow or I'm not viral, this is pointless. It's like, to who? What?
Right. So
Exactly.
it's like,
Yeah, for real.
I feel like at that point, you're not doing something that you love. And I
Yeah, what you love is being viral. It's not
Exactly,
whatever.
it's not music, it's not-
You said this once
Facts.
that there's not, and if your thing is being viral, if that's your dream, there's nothing wrong with that. Just don't lie to yourself. You could do a lot different. You could do a lot of things just to be viral tomorrow. You can go out in the subway and slap a grandma, like you said. You'll be viral. If that's all you want, if you just want people on the internet talking about you, there's other ways. Like, just be honest with yourself and what you want. And like, there's an infinite balance between the I don't even want to release music, I just want to sing it at a bar, and being Drake. And there's all of this room. There's room to be more successful than you could ever imagine, and have nobody know you, and be able to go to the grocery store and be a normal person. And like,
And at the same token, though, I mean, this is the only industry on the planet where you, as an artist, and by artist in this case, I'll use most artists fall in the same demographic, 18 to 35. You know, most of them, not many of them are from like, you know, your Wyomings. Most of it is like hot areas, like your Texases, your New Yorks. Obviously, New York connects to New Jersey, but most of those people, I genuinely feel like just. I don't know. I just totally lost my train of thought. Damn. Fuck. What was I
we're
saying?
talking about the in between. Like, there's a wide range of careers.
Oh,
Like,
this is the only industry that you can go from somebody that's 18 to 35 with no outlook on life besides a regular job and get millions of dollars in under 1 calendar year. That won't happen anywhere else. Like, there's no other industry where you can go from $0 in your bank account to getting signed for $5 million in 1 year. It's not going
Right.
to happen anywhere else. So at the same time, and I do think that there is another, and just to throw this in there, because I think we're getting into the land of discouraging people from taking it seriously as a career. There is an infinitely higher chance that if you do this properly, even on a small scale, market yourself, release properly, you have an infinitely higher chance of getting to that point than the
100%.
next guy that isn't doing those things. So it's very possible. It's actually never been easier than it is right now to make it as an artist because of the way that everything works. And it's a dream that I think a lot of people should chase, because to our point about public opinion, any of us could get the public opinion. It doesn't matter where you're from, what you look like, or what you do. If people like you, people are going to like you. So I don't want to let this episode discourage people from doing this, of course, because there's still, I've been a part of, in the last 2 years, or since February 2023, I've been a part of 9 record label deals and 9 people's lives that changed in a major way for the better. You know what I mean?
I would agree.
So
yeah.
it's very possible.
Oh no, yeah. I think, I mean, I'm on the side more of like, if this is something you're interested into, even at the small scale. If you're any bit higher from the no, I don't want to release music, any bit higher, there is ways you can do this that don't require what I preach of the content every day, multiple posts a day, indefinitely. Like, that's for the extreme that like, no, I'm gonna give it all. There is, like you said, like you can do this on a less serious and still do it a way that allows you more, like in a quicker route to where you're trying to get to. But no, I mean, yeah, like there is both, and I mean there is the extremes, like usually what we preach about, where it's like you can give it your all, and there's systems you can put together, and there's things you can do to really make your odds significantly higher in doing it. Where it is still a gamble, but you're have way better odds in it than somebody who isn't doing these things.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, I get that some people just do it for the success, but in all reality, if you love it, do it. If you love it, do it. Because regardless, if it's something that you love to do, you're going to find yourself doing it anyway. Even if you pick doing something else, you're still going to find yourself thinking about it, dreaming about it. So just do it, you know? And if you make it, you make it. If you don't, you don't. And I know it sounds like really crazy to say, but you only get one life, you know? So you got to really pick it. Live it doing something that you love doing. Because today or tomorrow I die, I genuinely die with no regrets. Because I'm literally doing everything that I've always wanted to do. I always wanted to grow up and be this person, you know? And when I found myself like, you know, not like kind of like steering away from becoming the person that I always dreamt of being as a kid, it was always because of other people's opinions. It was always because other people were saying, oh, this isn't good enough. That isn't, you should do this. You should do that, you know? But when I'm genuinely doing the things that I love, that's what I want. The opinion of childhood me matters the most than anybody else. If childhood me is like, you go girl, like this is what I
Yeah.
thought, then I'm all for it. But if childhood to me is kind of like, that looks boring, I'm not doing it. I swear
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. And
I
that's
mean-
why a lot of people are like, oh, you're kind of childish, and it's cool, but I want to be fun all of my life. I don't want to be boring, you know?
Yeah, I think. I mean, yeah. Don't listen to the only. I think that's the most important opinion to listen to is the child you, because like, don't listen to what your friends and like none of my friends would have. If I listened to my friends growing up, like none of them are pursuing what I want to be pursuing. I probably wouldn't be where I am. And don't be discouraged by that. There might be years of doing it alone, but I guarantee you, as soon as you start really doing what you are passionate about, you'll find it might not be your friends as bad as you want to be doing it with these people. And if they're not a part of it, it might not be what it is. I guarantee you, you'll find people who resonate with you. I did videos in my bedroom alone for years, and all my friends were just doing other stuff. And then it took years, but now look at now I'm here every day with Steve, Jose, Logan. Like I'm surrounded by people who are just as passionate and don't think I'm crazy for pulling a camera out and, hey guys, today we're in the studio doing this. Where my friends would have been like, what are you doing? What's going on?
Yeah.
It's like, if you want to do that, just do it, and you'll find your tribe. You'll find your people. Like by doing, I'm sure, like you said, I know you found Tink in school doing it. You found people
Yeah.
who like weren't the people who are telling you, oh, why are you doing that? That's whack. They're like,
Right.
no, keep doing that. You should do that more.
Exactly.
And you should do this, and just keep growing it.
Yeah, like after a while, I actually ended up finding friends that were willing to come to school with me on a Saturday.
Yeah.
So
And then and in doing it, you'll be surprised because you think that you're the weird one. You'll probably end up finding. I have now found people that are even more crazy than me. Like I would argue, you're even more crazy about like. I thought I was like for the years there was like nobody works harder than me. Like, and it wasn't like
I
a
haven't
selfish
taken
thing.
a day off in 7 years.
Yeah,
I
like,
don't go on vacation.
he's here
I don't
every
have
day.
plans
He's yeah.
to. I
And
don't
it's
like
like-
vacation. I don't like islands. I don't like anything. I like
Pr-
coming
and
here
prior to
making
meeting
money,
you,
and that's it.
I for the longest was like
I've pushed
I don't
him
know
to his
anybody.
limits for 4 or 5 weeks straight.
Yeah, I mean,
You know what
and
I mean?
didn't
Like-
think, and I didn't think that was possible
I'm
because
a
for
fucking
years,
animal.
Oh my
years,
Like, I don't
God.
want to do
was-
anything besides business. But there's got to be people like that, and there's got to be people
that's true.
that are the opposite of that. Because if there's, I swear to God, there would be no Amazon if just this is how Jeff Bezos thinks. This is how Elon Musk thinks. This is how these people that I want to be like. This is how they think about their thing, and their things change the world forever. You know, and music might not be where I end. You know, but this is where I think I can make a lot of change, and it's. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to vacation. I'm not going to take time off. I'm not going to do anything until it's done. I won't have a child. The closest I've done to that is get a dog and a wife. That's it. And then that's going to be it for the time being. And my wife is the most understanding person in there. I mean, she's usually here. She was here with me until 6 o'clock. And then she's at the house now with the dog. Because the dog would just be too much while we did the podcast. But point being is that it works for me because it works for me. But I'm like, I know that I'm not like, don't do what I do, kids. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like
Yeah, I
this
mean-
isn't the way to do it, but it is for me. But it's not for like for your average person that enjoys life and happiness and family and all that other stuff. Like, don't do it.
I
Don't
mean,
take
hey,
my, you know what I
Hey,
mean? 'Cause
I'm
not-
sure there's a young Logan out here who might hear this clip and be like, I'm not crazy for
Yeah.
feeling that way.
Right.
Facts. You know, some people just there's got to be people that create jobs, and there's got to be people that work jobs. I want to create jobs. I don't want to work jobs. You know what I mean? And not everybody can create jobs because to create
I mean,
jobs, you have to think like this.
I will,
you can't.
and it's definitely there has to be both because like kind of going back to my point that like I thought I was like nobody works harder than me and not in a selfish way, just in like I just genuinely put more hours than anybody else I know. Until meeting you, and I was like, oh, there's a level up, like there is more.
And there's still
And
there's like a
I'm
there's
sure
levels
people-
up from
there-
me.
There's David Goggins out
Yeah.
there.
Like,
Yeah,
who's gonna
'cause-
carry the boats
Who's-
and the
Yeah.
logs?
Exactly, bro. And there's somebody who's doing exactly what you do, but they're also going for a run it for it.
Yeah,
Like,
facts.
There's just levels to it, but and I'm kind of losing my point.
That's
that I
like
had at the beginning.
Sam, the guy that owns Soundrunners Digital. This is the only legitimate playlisting guy I know. Super great dude. He gets up at 4 a.m. and runs, and does what I'm
Wicked.
telling you to get on.
Yeah,
You know,
wicked.
And
But-
he and then he goes to an internet cafe and he works because he's not an office guy. So he goes to wherever he wants to eat breakfast. He works for a couple hours, does calls, monitors his playlists. He's probably got a similar amount of customers that I do. He's got a lot of playlists, but he's he's another one. He's grinding, and
But yeah.
it's like that's how it's got to be.
And I think the best thing I ever did was just pursue what I knew I wanted to do, just indefinitely, and yeah, there was times, like I said, where there wasn't. My friends were out doing stuff, and I'm in the group chat still. I see them going to the bar and playing, going to Top
Yeah.
Golf, and it's like, damn, that would be cool. But
I've lost all my childhood
and it was
friends.
discouraging. I mean, I'm sure I'm not far away from being left out of the group
Yeah.
chat.
Yeah.
But
There are no more group
but
chats
you'll
at this point for me.
You'll find a tribe of people that resonate with the way you want to live. Like now, I don't feel like crazy because I don't get to hang out because I hang out with you guys
Right.
every day.
I think
but
also
get to hang
the
out
type
and
of
do this.
friend too, like I had like there was now because there's like my friends all watch the things that I do. Like there's only 3 of them, and the 3 people that like you know who you are and you're watching this right now. I have this relationship with like 3 people that like one of them is Joe, who I don't think you've met yet, and Joe and Squid are like in the same group. Those are the Massachusetts friends.
Okay.
And, well, those are I'm from Massachusetts, but there's Massachusetts, North Attleboro, where I'm from. There's a group of guys there that I went to high school with that I just went to one of his wedding. There's the second group, which is Joe and Squid, which I met in my teen year, more young adult, 18, 19, where I was taking photos before I was doing this. And then there's my college friend, Jeremy, that I started the photography journey with after like the music one. So like
Mhm.
the high school friends to this group that my parents would say corrupted me because like I wasn't smoking weed until I met these people. Like, I don't drink alcohol anymore. I haven't drank alcohol in about 7 years, but I didn't drink alcohol before meeting them and they had like a 1.5 year alcohol stint while I was with them. And then those people introduced me to photography. And then the third group, Jeremy, introduced me we introduced each other to photography. We used each other in a positive way to get things done. Like sometimes he'd drive, sometimes I'd get us in. Like we would really run on tandem. And it was like I'd never seen a team of photographers until then because everybody, and this is 2016, everybody was so for self. Like I had never seen somebody pull up with multiple cameramen. And we used to do that. So promoters used to like it because we could get 2 angles and they only pay 1 price. But the point being, and I say all this to say that those outside of those individuals, those are the only individuals that I could not pick up the phone and speak to for 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Like the high school group. I didn't see or speak to any of these people. There's 3 of them. One of them I talked to regularly. The other 2, I didn't see them or talk to them since I left Massachusetts. Working probably 6 years, 7 years at this point. And then there was one of them got married like a year ago or not, probably like 6 months ago. And I went and it was like it was just like we were 18
I mean,
again.
that's the thing.
And that's a friend, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you can't do that, like then that person is not, that's an acquaintance.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
you should
yeah, I
learn
have-
the difference. You know
I
what
have
I mean?
two. I have I think 2 or 3 people I got it from my childhood that like I know, and it's like an understanding that like yeah, you're just doing this thing.
Yeah.
It's like whenever when you're free, you're
They're
free.
all
and
working. They all have careers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like stonemason, you know, they're all doing these things.
I think a lot of people get held on to like my friends, like your friend group that you grew up with or whoever, and their opinions and they get held back by that. But it's like some people are only for like the friend group I had in high school. I don't know what any of them are doing now, and it's like they were like my whole world and like who I saw every day. And it's like that was for that time period. And now we all have different interests, and I probably wouldn't hang out with them.
No,
now
I
'cause-
think it is too. Is that too many people have seen Project X and and think that that's like
like I have this friend. from
Yeah, you know what I
childhood,
mean?
Like-
and we do
like you know, like
everything
they've seen
forever.
these movies. Like there's a lot of movies that like for females it's like Mean Girls. You know what I
It's like,
mean?
yeah, we're best
there's
friends
these
from
movies
this
that like
forever,
and that's
yeah.
what you're supposed to do. So
Yeah.
people that are in high school are like, well, anytime I see something about high school online TV, it's this group of friends that all just does everything together. And then there's the quintessential episode where they all graduate and then they all lose track of each other. And we don't want that to happen. It's like,
Yeah.
that's fucking supposed to happen.
Yeah, that's
You're
what
not supposed to be
happens.
around the same people for your whole life.
And there will be ones that go over, like you said. You'll hold on to your core ones that are meant
because
to be.
those
Like,
are the ones that
Exactly.
you could pick up, drop off, not see. And there's people I've met in business. Like there's this
Yeah.
one guy off the top of my head that I have to go to breakfast with in Massachusetts that is in my area. But he was one of the first promoters. He was the promoter that let me into the Fat Ass Show. The first one I ever did. He was the promoter that let me in, and that was how I started that whole journey. And you know, he's another one. Like I haven't seen that man in years, 6. But I know that if I go link with him, we'll just be having
chop it
fun,
up. What have you been doing
know?
for the last 6 years?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, it'll just be a good combo
Yeah.
because it's not like the relationships are not they're not value based, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas every relationship I have in this business is value proposition. What can you do for me?
Yeah.
What can I do for you? But then there's people like, all right, like, you know, we don't have that. You are a stonemason. I am a digital marketer. There is no way that we can benefit each other. Absolutely at all. So why are we even gonna pretend like we can? Let's go have a good time, go get a meal, take the wives out, go to the casino. We had our first casino night the other night. I am a stickler for the casino.
Yeah, I've never seen he knew right where he wanted to go, said right there, went there and doubled the money, said, all right, we're going over here. Like, damn, what the hell?
Wait.
Gone.
Okay.
Atlantic City, Dragon Cash slots and roulette inside.
Oh, okay. I was gonna ask about blackjack because everybody plays. I don't know how to do it. I don't know
Blackjack,
how to
your
do
I don't know how to play
success.
blackjack either.
You do or don't?
Like
Don't.
them
I have no
boys,
idea.
Steve's boys was getting washed at that table because of everybody else. Because the way that blackjack works is, so to explain it very simply, dealer gets 2 cards, everybody else, we all get 2 cards. All 4 of us, and the dealer is the camera right there. The dealer and our jobs is to get as close to 21 as possible with a combination of those 2 cards with additional cards, because you can hit or whatever. Get as close to 21 without going over. Whomever is the closest to 21, whether it's the dealer or us as individuals, so like you could have an 18 and he can have a 19 and you both can win if they have a 17. But if they have a 20 and you have an 18,
So,
19.
yeah, it's everyone versus the dealer.
Exactly.
We're not against each other,
So
we're against the dealer.
if now I'll explain it the most common one possible, right? The dealer has because you don't see the dealer's bottom card, you only see the top one. So the dealer has a non-face card showing, or a card that's like a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, or a 5, right? 6, something low. And this person right here has 17, right? Which is probably, if this person has a 3 on the top card, when you flip the other one, the most that person can have is 13.
Yeah, they're not higher
If
than
that
10.
person gets a 10 or a face card, which is Jack, King, Queen, or Ace, those are pretty common. If that person gets a face card, they're adding 10. If the dealer goes over 21, everybody wins. So he's got a 17. I've got a fucking 3, a 4. He's got a 21, and you got a 20, right? Or you also, let's give you one that you needed. You got a 15, right? And we're all like, yeah, like, all we got to do is that person just has to get a 10 or over. And he sits there and he's like, let me get a card. And he gets the 10. And then I pass, everybody passes. And then it's that person's turn and they get a small card. That 13 turns into an 18 and the dealer just beat all of us because he took the wrong card. Whereas he should have said, I'm good.
Right.
Everybody says I'm good. That dealer takes the 10, busts, everybody wins. It's too frustrating for me. And I'm not the smartest blackjack player in the world. Like, I know the basics. Like, you're supposed to always hit on certain numbers. You're not on certain numbers.
Yeah, that's
but like,
where you're like, I'm like,
I've been at the table, like, and I know the
Maybe.
rules, the basic rules. I've been there before, and I've had people like they start going like this, and I'm like, I thought that was safe, and then I'm fucking wrong, and then I just, all right, give me my chips. I'm getting
Yeah,
outta
no,
here.
because then it's like you got the whole
Yeah,
table
like-
trying to beat you up after the game. Like, bro, relax.
So I like roulette.
I just wanted to
Solid
make some money.
experience. Yeah, we had fun at roulette.
yeah.
Solid experience. I think I played five spins of the ball, and I was
Yeah,
all
you were
set.
barely there. And
But that you saw the
That was-
best case
I
scenario.
was gonna say, you hit green I think twice.
That goes the polar opposite, and it can be because if it's $30 a hand at $300, I'm only doing 10. I've lost 10 in a row before. I've also won the first 4 and left.
Yeah.
And there's been other times I've wrestled with it for 4 hours. Like on the night of
Yeah.
my birthday, and I took
Oh, yeah,
I took
yeah.
multiple
That's a story.
ATM trips, and that's just that's why I don't
The
bring
second
my wallet
trip to the
around. You notice
ATM,
I
you
didn't bring
gotta-
my wallet, and I had to have Steve take the
Oh,
money
yeah,
out.
you did have
'cause
Steve take money
I
out.
don't use my debit card. I have them all off at the casino.
Oh.
Ever since that one night that I caught myself, kept going
Multiple
back.
trips to the
Yeah,
ATM
it's
is
like
crazy.
you lose $300 and you're like, all I got to do is just make 300. I just got to
I
double
can
this
make
and
it
then
back,
I'm back.
I can make him back.
And then it's 600, and then you got to take out another 3, and then it was 15, and it was over. I was
bro,
like,
I
this is
remember
crazy.
my cousin. This was like his first time in Vegas, right? And it was so crazy because I was there for both phone calls. He calls my mom, and he's like, "You don't understand. I just won like $10,000 in the casino." Da, 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 da. So my mom is like, "Oh, like, that's so lit. Send me some money." He's like, "I got you. I'm sending you 500 right now."
Send
Bro,
it back.
I swear. The next day, he called my mom, and he's like, "You still got that 500?" And she's like, "Yeah, why?" He's like, "Can you send me $100 to buy my flight?" She's like, "You just had $10,000. What happened?" He's like, "I lost all of it."
That's how that shit goes. Because you
I
really
was
like
bro, I never want to
I don't know what it is. I don't know if they
get there.
put something in the air in there. I don't know if they like. I know there's theories like the rug at a casino is designed to be like how this is a basic floor. They design it to hurt your eyes. So you're looking up all the
Yes.
time at the machines. I don't know if they put something in the air, but you really like, or it just could just be the gambler in me. You know what I mean? Because the gambler is somebody that takes risks. I take risks in business. I'm not a gambler, but I go to the casino. I'm a gambler. You know what I mean? But it's like when something about it, when you get in that environment, like, I don't know, you just feel and then the numbers start hitting, and it's just like, it's like a drug. It really is.
I
It's
mean,
like,
yeah, it's
I can fully comprehend, and I've been in this table, and my record is only $1,500. It's the most I've ever lost. I'll never go near that again. My new limit is $500 because I'm really not there to change my life. I'm just there to have fun. You know what I mean? Get a thrill, you know, like just a quick thrill. Maybe pay for the day. Like how I
Yeah.
paid for that. I spent about $140 that day, made about $140, even free day, and had some fun. But it's like I've even been sitting there like, damn, like, you know what I mean? Like I really could like, I'm 2 steps away from losing my house. I don't even have a house, but like I can see how this goes. Like I really
Yeah.
can see exactly how people get there. You know, because some people are
Right.
like, I don't know how you could ever do that. Like, oh, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
because
never
I'm one of
allowed
those
it,
people that's
but
like, I don't see
I've been in the
how.
position,
That you
and
can-
I could very easily see why. I could convince myself that this would work. Because even we were sitting there gambling, and we're having fun, and this older gentleman, seasoned vet. You can always tell a seasoned vet when they come to the roulette table, because they'll come in with the chip, and you'll see them stalking. And they'll stalk, and they'll watch what everybody puts down, and then the ball will get to a certain point, and they'll just go, and it'll just come out of nowhere. Like it was in between him and my.
Yeah,
And he just goes
on
like that, and then he
something.
pops up. Been coming here 37 years. and he's like telling us, and then he proceeds, and he's like, but I actually haven't gambled in 6. I'm like, all right, pal, you've been here all day.
Yeah,
You
you're
know
a
what I mean? And it's
Gavin.
like, and I see, and I've seen, and he's sitting there telling us, like, yeah, bro, don't do it. Like, he's like, don't be like me. Like, get a number in your head that you want to stick at, and don't go past it, because you're gonna lose every time. And he's like, I've just had so many of those conversations over so many years that like I can see. I've met real people that I could tell. Like I've met people that I've been at the roulette table in Rhode Island, in Rhode Island, and not Rhode Island, Massachusetts, in Rhode Island, up where I'm from, near Massachusetts, the state next to it, at Twin River, only 18 plus casino in the country. Besides, like, you know, like if you go to like Mexico or whatever, Puerto Rico, but the only 18 plus casino in the inland United States, right? I have seen people like me and you are husband and husband, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Husband and
But-
husband.
Dang, I don't know how we're gonna pay the rent tomorrow. I thought we were gonna hit, and I'm like sitting there like, yo, like, damn, like, and I'm sitting there like about to lose $300, and I'm like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna call it. I'm out. You know what I mean? I'll take my
Yeah.
$300. I'm not going to the ATM. And I really seen people like, damn, like, what are we gonna do? Like, do you got $5? Like, do you have any cash
Yeah.
left? And then they'll go collect the tickets, because you know people like I left 13 cents in that Dragon Cash machine, or some odd amount of cents.
Yeah.
There's people
They'll
that will
go
go around and
collect,
collect
yeah.
it to get a couple bucks and try and come. And it's
Yeah,
like
try
it's
to
really
get
like
out, yeah.
Oh my god.
it's a dopamine addiction. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's
like
all they figured it out. There's a
Oh,
science
yeah.
behind it.
That sounds heartbreaking.
no,
like-
they don't do anything. They let me bring the dog. We brought the dog in the casino. They'll let you come in there, no questions asked. Smoke cigarettes in there, cool. Dog, cool. Kid, cool. As long as the adults are the only ones touching the casino, they don't
Yeah.
care. They'll let anybody in there.
Wow.
You know, you just get ID'd if you want to play. We all got ID'd. You know how that hadn't happened to me in so long?
Really?
Yeah, they ID'd every
think it's
single
a
person in
Steve.
our group. I was so fucking mad because that's the other thing is like you really got to be cognizant of how the gambler, and this is just turning into a gambler podcast.
Right.
But it's like you got to be
Slowly just
cognizant of how
switched.
the other gamblers are. So like, you know, we come over with a group of 5, I think 6 we had. That's supposed to be quick transition. You put money on the table, you get chips, and you play. She stopped the whole game to card all 6 of us. And this guy that was betting big money, he had like $1,000 in chips for a casino in Atlantic City on like a Friday afternoon is a lot of money, you know? So he's just sitting there, and I could tell he was getting frustrated. And it's like, damn, lady, why did you stop the whole thing to ID the whole group? Like, just tell people to walk away if it's that deep. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, we'll give you the IDs, just don't stop the game. You know? And it's like, but that's how that shit is. Like, they don't let you gamble if you don't have no ID. But they all would have let us stand there. If I said we're not playing, they would have been all right, whatever, back to it. They would have
Yeah,
let
they
us
just
stand
try to
there
make the
all
money.
day.
Just trying to make that money.
Facts. Oh, the guy with the oxygen tank. Yeah,
Oh,
I saw
yeah.
it. Oh my god.
There's a guy sitting at the
Guy had
roulette.
at least $7,500 in chips. 80 years old, hunched over in in a scooter from the casino, a casino scooter that he got from outside.
Yeah.
You know, like one of those, like the ones at Stop and Shop.
Mm-hmm.
He's got one of those, and he's got the oxygen tank in the front basket with the,
No way.
nostrils, and he's sitting there
Smoking cigarettes.
smoking
What?
cigarettes, betting thousands of dollars on the
Just-
oxygen.
Where's his wife?
I don't.
Where's, like-
I definitely don't think. I think he was.
Yeah, he probably lost her.
Yeah.
He had $8,000 betting $5,000 on a womp. Boom, boom, boom. I was
Oh my
like, yo, like
gosh.
you could take your last breath before you even finish this
Yeah,
hand.
like, bro,
Guys got
his
measles,
priorities are
mesothelioma.
so
Smoking a
Smoking
cigarette on the oxygen is
like
crazy.
being in the casino while you're on
Nuts.
oxygen, being in an environment where you can get
You
secondhand smoke on oxygen is crazy. And I'm not talking like I'm not talking like this guy looked like the guy the SpongeBob episode with the lady that bought the chocolate. With the-
Chocolate.
like that's what this person
Yeah,
looked
it
like.
was
Like,
like, yeah, why-
like he
what are you
was
doing
like
here?
a shell of a human being.
Oh,
he was
what are you
still
doing here?
there gambling. 'Cause
Yeah,
that shit
that's
is
an
just it
addiction.
is just no different than anything else.
That is
That's why
no,
there's a
I
hotline.
believe
Live
it's
by
an
it, die
addiction
by
because
it.
my
No,
Facts.
for real. Yeah, he was
Live by
ready.
the sword, die by the sword.
Yeah.
no,
Now
I know
we
a
were
lot
debating
of people
like,
that
do
are
we
like,
do we think it was like on some shit like they said you could go any day and he was just living it up, or do you think he really just doesn't care? You know what I mean?
Because they were like, damn.
Because he was
like,
betting big money, smoking cigarettes in the oxygen tank in Atlantic City. That could have been his last night.
Okay,
bro.
yeah,
You
no
know what
cap.
I mean?
My
Like,
guess was he might have got the you don't have much time, and he was like, I don't. Okay,
I'm
fuck
going
Yeah,
to
I'm about
Atlantic
to go to
City until
Atlantic
I'm done.
City.
Like,
Yeah.
getting the Newports on the way down. And
Yeah.
he's like, I haven't smoked these in years.
Atlantic
but
City is
today's
a wonderful
the
place.
day.
That one of the guys that be up at the office and at the Universal office, he won like 30 grand on a slot in Atlantic City. Not
On a
too
slot
long ago.
machine?
Yeah, the
The
same one I
slot
was
is-
playing.
damn.
The same one I was playing. He got 6 balls, and then he got the big number. That's why I think we get the balls.
Damn.
Yo, okay, I'm gonna try it, but I'm not gonna get addicted though.
No, it's
I'm
you gotta
definitely
just
not.
go. All you gotta do is you bring 2 things. You bring a predetermined amount of money and your ID, and that's it. And then that's it. And then your car
Yeah,
keys.
no
I just gotta
Yeah.
find what I'm good at because
That's
I've
it.
never done
Yeah,
it.
you just. I mean, yeah, the way I do it.
And
is
then you're
like,
a woman, so people will be very nice to you if you ask to teach you how to play the game. Everybody is gonna want to teach you. You might have to like at some point be a little like, all right, like I
Like,
only wanted
I
to
know
know
how to play now. I
Like,
know
all
how to
right,
play
like,
now.
You don't
Go
need to, you know,
ahead.
but you could definitely. And I think
Yeah.
anybody in there would teach you how to play any game
Yeah.
in there if you just ask. Because people are like friendly, especially to newcomers. But it'd be like the people like me that sit there in silence that they'll like start getting the animosity when I start fucking their shit up, you know. And then the people compete over slot machines too.
yeah, they know this one's gonna hit. This
Yeah.
one's yeah. It's you know, I just pick like an amount of money when I like the few times I've gone. It's like I'm gonna $500. Like it cost me $500 tonight to come here. So if you leave, I'll leave without
It's like Dave
500.
and Buster's.
Maybe you'll come back with more.
But instead
Like,
of
yeah,
winning
like-
shitty prizes, you might leave with some money.
Yeah, but
And you get
that's-
free liquor at these casinos.
Oh yeah.
But that's like Everclear,
But it's-
like
Oh.
I'm talking about plastic, like Rubinoff, and you know what
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
like bottom of the barrel. But like you get a vodka and Coke for like I don't drink, but like rum and Coke, that's not even a drink. You get a rum and Coke like $1 tip, you know,
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
because they
Okay.
want to keep you there. What you're gonna gamble? I mean, realistically, like. I gambled with $400 and I could have lost it all. The least they could do is give me a couple free drinks.
Yeah, makes
You know?
sense.
And then the bottle girls get the tips. You know, they go through and they do all that. My advice to you, if you're going to go to the casino, go with $150 for a table game of some kind. You know, whether it be a roulette. I'd probably recommend roulette because that you could do the most damage with that. And then take $50 to $75 or even $100, depending on what your budget for the night is, and just find a slot machine that calls you and just put it in there knowing you're going to lose it all or you're going to majorly win money. Like slot machine, you're either spinning it and losing or you're getting 10,000. And it's like like I've never hit on a slot machine, but I'll always give one that little 50, 67. Like I gave the Dragon Cash
75,
75
yeah.
bucks because I had won 475 on the table. So I was like, all right, 75 goes into the Dragon Cash. I mean, I turned it into 100 and then I lost. So I technically played 200 and some dollars in that machine, but it kept winning, losing, whatever. But I was like, yeah, if I lose the $75, it's cool. I'm trying to get a quick $1,000, $2,000 hit. Because I went to the casino with my mom in Massachusetts at the Twin River one for Christmas, I want to say it was, and she won $1,000 sitting down in a random slot machine, put in $20.
Yeah, like my mom's boyfriend, we were on the
Yeah,
cruise.
that's why you
and
always got to
he,
try it.
He won. Like I remember walking past and we were going
Yeah,
to the
and he
club,
just-
and he's just sitting there.
Yep.
And I'm like, We
You
came
really
back,
could win.
He's giving all of us $100 bills. I'm like,
you really
"But
could
what
win on the
happened?"
slots.
He's
for
like,
real.
I won. I'm like, bro, is that easy? Okay, bet.
All right, well, I'm gonna end it here before we go
Yes.
any more gambling talk.
Oh yeah.
Do you guys want to shout your music out, shout anything out?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can
either
find
one
me
of these.
on Spotify at DNA, iTunes.DNA, and Instagram at The Real DNA.
Yeah, music videos are out now. We'll link them down below so you can go check those out.
Yes, sir. And I'm
Look
Lena.
towards that one, the middle one. Yeah.
Okay. I'm Lena. You can find me on Instagram at g.lenax3. And any creative direction that you need, I'm your girl. Call me.
Dope. And everyone's Instagrams are in the description. Tune in every Monday, 6 a.m. The episode drops. Apple Podcast, Spotify, and YouTube. Check you next week.